I ask our Kishore Panigrahi, one of our honorable MC member, to speak few words before you about this occasion.
Reverend Sri Vishnu Mohan Mahapatra, Honorable President of the Managing Committee Sunshine Mission School BHADRAK. On the dais with him, Professor Prasanna Kumar Biswala, Vice Principal BHADRAK Autonomous College, as our chief guest of this August evening. Principal Mr. Digvijay Mohanty, other members of the Managing Committee, parents, guardians, the media persons, and my beloved students. I am unexpectedly on the stage on the dais to speak you a few words, so I feel myself honored and I am very much grateful to those who invited me, and that is also a problem with me, because inviting someone to the dais to deliver a few words as a speech or a speech to the students is something like going to the battlefield without a weapon. So still I take this challenge, and before going to speak you anything, I do admit that I am not a good speaker. I speak it in this sense that whenever I start speaking, various heterogeneous ideas charge together so high that I become confused. And especially before my students, I am very much emotional and I am happy with them. And I become happier when I work with them. And I am the most happiest. I am the happiest when I see my dreams being fulfilled, my dreams, my ideas being materialized in their action. So I also do feel proud of my students that I have got such students. I do not speak here to you as a member of the MC or an invited guest, just as your teacher that I was yesterday with you and today here. And another important thing I want to speak to you is that to be light humorous, just in a lighter vein, I want to say that the frequent guests are not tolerated. And being a guest at one's own house is another interesting thing. So, अपने ही घर में अतिथि बनना हैरानी की बात है. Students, a very few words regarding your life and education I am going to speak. I think you will listen to me carefully. That do not think that your education begins at school and school is everything for your education. Education does not mean to give you a good job. Education, as you ride a cycle, before that you practice the skill for riding a bicycle. So you have to practice the skill of driving your future life successfully, competently and skillfully. And to learn such a skill, school is not the only institution. Your work, your education, your learning begins at home. And your first educator is, your best educator is your mother. And that is why once Vivekananda said, give me a good mother. Friends, brethren, give me a good mother and I shall give you a good nation. And this is a bet. So first, I must quote Ratan Naval Tata, what he said, intending towards the mothers of India. He said in a lecture that mothers of India, do not educate your children to be rich. Educate them to be happy. Educate them to be happy so that when they grow up, they should understand and realize the worth of things and not the price of things. Just a few lines, I shall conclude my speech. Other speakers are there. And you learn, you have knowledge, how to apply your knowledge in a perfect way, how to use the right application of knowledge. Sometimes we do the wrong application of knowledge. Just I want to give you one example. We all have the knowledge of language through which we express our feelings, our thoughts. So it is said that language is a vehicle for communication of thoughts. So sometimes we misutilize this knowledge, we make the wrong application of the knowledge, and I want to be aware of this thing. Just take the story of a crow. It was sitting on a branch of a tree with a lump of flesh in its beak. What happens? A fox comes and he was hungry and becomes greedy of the lump of flesh that was in the beak of that crow. So what did he do? He said, "Oh, Mr. Crow, you are my good friend. How sweet your voice is. I want to hear a song from you." Remember, the fox know language and he know how to express his feelings, but how he makes the wrong application of his knowledge of language. Actually, his feeling was not friendly feeling. It was not a friendly feeling towards the crow, but he was hungry. He said this. So never try to make your knowledge, use your knowledge in a wrong way so that you may become a bad man instead of becoming a good man. Good and evil are two forces are always in work in your mind. So our mythology, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, what does they say? Whenever you see, you've come to the first sloka of the Gita, Dharma Khetre Kurukhetre Samaveta Jujushava Mamaka Pandavashaiva Kimakar Pata Sanjaya. The Kauravas and the Pandavas that signify, they symbolize good and evil forces. They are always locked in a rivalry, in a fight. So you have goodness, you have the bad things in you. Never let your bad attitudes, your evil things overtake your goodness. If it ever overtakes, you become a Aladdin, and if your goodness overtakes your evil things, you become a Gandhi. A Gandhi was never born. An Einstein was never born. They were made, they were developed from a human animal to a human child. So try not to become a human animal, but try to become a human child. So again, I expect I must not be didactic and instructive, but I request you and I suggest you to go on with this right path and go on, walk on, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is not reached. You are indomitable, your spirits are invincible, so prove your worth, be a credit to the school, to your parents, to your family, to your society, to your state and country, and let a teacher, mere teacher like me, be feel proud of you. Thank you very much again. Have a nice day. Thank you, good sons and daughters.
Thank you, Mr. Panigrahi, giving your suggestion and advice how to build up the personality. The personality of great people has not been built in one day, and the success of life is not very easy. Thank you, Mr. Panigrahi. Now I request